offensive tips that you'll find on YouTube are going to be your one-play touchdowns, or maybe even a blocking formula for a prominent blitz in the community. But very few channels are going to teach you guys how to manipulate the underneath zone coverage, which is truthfully and arguably the most important part of offensive Madden. Having manipulations for underneath zones such as hook curls, hook zone curls, curl flats, and hard flats is very important to keep your offense on the field. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to manipulate any of these zone coverages underneath with spot up routes to pick up 9 yards a pop. And the best part about this is that the offense we're going to be breaking it down out of is going to give you the flexibility to do this with one of 3 receivers, which makes isolating which one is getting the football on any down and distance very challenging for the defense. So make sure that you guys are subscribed right here to the channel, hit that notification bell, and drop a comment below, help push this video out in the YouTube algorithm. Let's go. So the formation we're going to be in here in this breakdown is the gun bunch tight end. This is a very good offensive formation, probably a top 5 offensive formation in the game. While not the most prominent offense that you face, it is still, I think, a top 5 playbook in the game, the Seattle Seahawks. And we're going to be taking a look at really any play we want, but I would recommend freestyling out of the play whips because it's going to make sense here in a moment. Now, the thing about this offense is that you can manipulate zone coverage on the short or the wide side of the field, which makes you very hard to predict. And it's going to be able to attack a cover 3, a cover 4, or a cover 2. First, let's go ahead and describe what types of underneath zones are in a cover 3 and a cover 4, and then we'll contrast that against the Tampa 2 style defense. So taking a look at the play art for a cover 4 defense, you'll notice that the underneath zones that you find are going to be your yellow hook curl zones. Your flat defenders are going to be in purple curl flats. These are zones that drop back to where an outside receiver would run a curl route, and then they rally down to a throw in the flat. And at least that's the way that they're going to be programmed. Cover 4 as well as cover 3 sky both contain these zones. So beating this coverage underneath is the exact same. You'll notice that cover 3 has 2 hook curls and 2 curl flats, and cover 4 also has those same zones. Now, depending on what formation you face that your opponent is running this coverage out of, you may notice that certain players are going to be in these zones from different spots, but manipulating them is the exact same. When we contrast this against a cover 2 base defense, however, you are going to notice a key difference in the types of hook zones that are on the field. Rather than a hook curl, you will notice that there is a difference in the name. It is actually called a hook zone curl. These have a different behavior in a cover 2, but we'll be able to manipulate them as well. Also found in a cover 2 style defense is the mid-read zone. This zone, for all intents and purposes, is basically the same as a middle third. It drops deeper than your average hook curl will, although not quite as deep as a deep zone. And it's intended to guard the deep area of the field between the 2 safeties. You know, think about Brian Urlacher in the old school Bears defense, that Tampa 2 style defense. That's his role. So he's not really going to be impacting the underneath too much with this particular breakdown. So starting off here, we're going to go back to the cover 4 base defense. And I'm just going to tell you that regardless of whether or not you want your bunch to the short or the wide side of the field, the general rule of thumb is you want the B receiver to be on a hitch route, and the Y receiver or the X receiver just needs to be on a vertical pattern altogether. It doesn't matter if it breaks to the middle after going vertical or if it breaks to the outside after going vertical. As long as it releases off the line going downfield, this is enough to pull the hook zone defender or the hook curl defender, depending on what coverage you're in, back far enough for us to deliver this throw. So something like this right here is going to get Deshaun Jackson wide open. We can deliver this. And you see that this is a very easy 11 yards here. We're catching the ball downfield at 9. Any yards after the catch is going to be up to you. In fact, this is so easy that I probably would reserve this type of role for someone who does struggle with top end speed, but maybe has good after the catch potential. Someone who's physical, falls forward, breaks a lot of tackles. Using some sort of, tiny receiver with crazy speed, you might get hit a lot after catching this. You want to probably run this on conservative when you make this type of throw so you don't fumble after the catch. But this is also great if you guys were to run an offense, like say you want to sub in an extra tight end. Think about some of the more dynamic tight ends in football, a Kittle or a Kelsey, someone like that, that can really make defenders miss in the open field or at least fall over them for extra yards after contact is going to be nice. So for the purpose of this, I'm actually going to swap him out and I'm going to put in a different player. So for me, let's go ahead and put Kyle Pitts. He's another tight end. I'm going to put him in this role just so you can kind of see how this works. Now, again, it doesn't matter which receiver you are running on the vertical pattern to the outside of the hitch. As long as you have a hitch on the field and someone else in this bunch is going vertical, you're going to be fine. In fact, something like this would be totally fine as well, or something like maybe this where you have a deeper in-breaking route that you might even custom stem up in behind the post route, so it kind of breaks deep over the middle of the field late, would be fine as well. Again, watch how the hook defender on the left bites back, and then we could deliver this, and you see again right there, you're catching this at 7, 8, 9 yards, depending on the animation after the catch. You're going to fall forward for an easy gain. So pretty simple stuff right there. Now, one of the things that you need to pay attention to, however, is which player runs the hitch and which player runs the vertical route. If I were to invert this by sending Pitts vertical and I put our point man of the bunch on the hitch, this will elicit a different zone response that can oftentimes leave this player getting hit. Now, against a cover 3 or a cover 4, this is going to be an okay thing to do. I'll show you this again here. Just notice how against specifically the cover 3 and cover 4 with these hook curls and curl flats, you can get away with this behavior. You see right here, it is open. And this is why I said you guys can manipulate a lot of these popular defenses. Most players out there are running a cover 3 or a cover 4, and you're going to be able to just basically choose whichever player you want. In fact, I could probably even get away with McLaurin running this and Waddle running the vertical route on this play as well. So you see, again, we can just deliver this, and really any one of the 3 can be thrown to if it is a cover 3 or cover 4 based defense. However, where this is going to matter is going to be the cover 2. So again, with the cover 2 style defense, you're going to get a different zone rule behavior from the hook zone curls than what you traditionally see out of a cover 3 or cover 4 based defense. I'll break that down here in a second. But first, I want to let you guys know if you guys are enjoying this content, again, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell. And if you guys are looking for more, make sure you guys check out my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. Open in Madden 20, Gridiron Game Plans has been the leader in the tips industry for the last 4 years, breaking down the meta or the most effective tactics available, what the pro players are doing, why it works, and most importantly, how to counter it. We just dropped our newest defensive game plan on the website, the Dime 1-4, courtesy of site contributor and friend of Gridiron, Medic. Make sure you guys check that out. I've included all my coverage setups behind his blitzes, and I think it's the best defense in the game right now. You guys can unlock the entire website. That's our weekly updated vault, all offensive and defensive game plans, and we have live tutoring sessions every single Wednesday in the Discord at no additional cost. You guys can unlock the entire website for $9.95 a month. Make sure you guys go check it out. So as I mentioned here with the cover 2 base defense, we have those hook zone curls. The thing that you have to remember is that the order of operations for your player that runs the hitch and the player that runs vertical is important. So we're going to go back to our original setup with B on the hitch, Y on the streak. When I snap this ball, notice how the streak backs up the hook zone curl, and I can scamper forward after the catch. We pick up a gain of 14 the easy way. If I were to invert this, however, this is where this gets weird. So while this particular route combination worked against a cover 3, notice how the hook zone curl that is going to be in this cover 2 defense is going to actually end up playing the hitch route. So watch this here. Waddle on the hitch. That hook zone curl stays on it. We cannot throw that ball at all. So very, very important that you guys understand how that behaves. If I were to even try to take this to the outside receiver running a vertical route, so X on the vertical and Waddle on the hitch, you will see right here against the cover 2 that again, he stays on that hitch. You cannot throw that route. So you must have the inside most receiver in your bunch running the hitch route in order for this to work. So you now understand how this behaves. When in doubt, go with the inside receiver on the hitch, the middle receiver or the outside receiver on the vertical releasing pattern. If it's cover 3 or cover 4, you can kind of decide whichever player you want. Again, the good news is with the way our community runs defense, most players turn their blitzes into a cover 3 or cover 4 shell. You don't see as much cover 2 in our community. Now, I want to show this to you on the short side of the field before we wrap this up. Again, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, and we're going to go ahead and show you here. We're just going to run a post and a hitch. Short side of the field, you're going to see that the hook curl on the right backs up, and we're able to deliver that for a gain of about 9 to 10 yards. Again, if I were to go into a Tampa 2 style defense, ignore the fact that my corners are swapping sides here. Again, here's our cover 2. Again, inside receiver on the hitch, middle receiver on the vertical releasing pattern, drives off the hook zone curl, delivered underneath. That's a gain of 9. So you can take 9 yards however you want. One thing that I do want to leave you with though here with this particular video is if you guys are attacking a cover 2, one of the more slept on route combinations involving a hitch and a different receiver other than the player that is on the inside is what is called smash. Smash is where you have the outside receiver on a short hitch and the slot receiver running a sail pattern or a corner route over the top of it. This is designed to not only drive back the hook zone curl found in a cover 2, but it is also designed to put the cloud flat defender into conflict 2-on-1 high-low to the outside on the sideline. So when we do this here, watch how Waddle's going to run off that player, and we can deliver this a little bit more so with timing in this regard. Now, if you don't want to worry about that slot defender rallying down later in the throw, if you want more time to make this happen against a cover 2 style defense, one thing you do is you can actually motion your hitch to the outside. And again, that's just going to make sure that you're basically putting yourself in a position where Waddle's going to make that cloud flat back up. So you see right here how that ends up being open. Again, got a little bit of pressure off the left side right there, but that's an easy high-low read on the cloud flat defender. So if you want to get hitchy against the cloud flats, this is a great way that you can work. Again, you notice that we have this corner route number 17 over the top of the cloud, makes him back up. This is wide open. So you could pick up 9 to probably 15 yards on the outside with this concept. You could also, for what it's worth, just find a regular smash combo out of a spread 2x2 rather than calling this out of a 3x1 or a bunch formation and then motioning out. But that is how you guys exploit the cover 3, cover 4, and cover 2 underneath zones. I'm going to get up out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Zan. Get the lab and good luck.